I'm going to watch it on Friday.
Okay.
It's not like I'm not going to watch it twice.
Forgiven.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to watch it at least twice.
Yeah, 100%.
Was it good?
Yeah.
Really good, yeah.
I'll say.
Does the
Was it-
live 11 seconds mean we're actually live now?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
are live. Yeah,
Oh, are we?
yeah,
We've
yeah. That's what
Mario
live
Mario
caller
conversation.
says. Yeah,
I mean, in fairness, though, that is perfect, kind of accidental segue, given that, your first video was like the controllers and everything. So
Yeah, and
true.
we're brothers. That's all planned.
you are.
yeah.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
we're just the Mario Brothers in disguise.
Yeah.
Really, it's not just a ploy for YouTube. Then
No,
you are actually
no.
brothers.
We're like, Mario and Luigi of
Yeah.
Dorset.
Slightly less Italian and more farmer.
Yeah, we're farmers.
Oh, Mario.
That's it. Well, no, it's all legit.
Yeah.
I'm joking. I've hired him.
It's not just like an Anton Deck sort of thing. That's that's why you're in alphabetical order and stuff.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's it.
I'm actually fully AI. I don't exist at all.
Yeah, you'll never see us together at the same time.
That's what happened at Mega Central.
Yeah,
That's
so
why we were-
That
Yeah.
explains it. Yeah,
convinced that we didn't.
it's
actually
Johnny and a
exist.
Matsu.
So one of the other ambassadors from Triton, Fabian, he's from France, and first time we actually met him in person, and yeah, he's 100% convinced that we are the same person, just slightly different outfits and stuff.
We just do the brother thing as a USP to make it more interesting.
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
I mean, surely though, you can tell you both apart by which one of you's got more of my stickers stuck to you.
Exactly. I always have at least 14.
Yeah.
So I'm going to need some more sent to me if that's all right, Jamie.
Well, it's Maker Central. It's going to happen, isn't
True,
it?
yeah.
So,
In fairness, this year, Paul Cunningham was your stand-in on the day you went there.
oh yeah, nice.
Yeah,
We
it
got
got to
sticker
the
bomb.
point where, every time I walk past him, I just pat him on the back, "Hi, Paul," and just add another one. But his daughter was walking around with him as well, so every time they started to peel off, she'd just kind of pat them back on again.
Oh, she was
She'd
like
make-
accomplice. Nice. Okay.
Yeah,
Yes,
she was
yes, on
making
the
sure that they were
inside.
there. So he was our kind of the Maker's Waffle kind of sticker blimp almost.
That's not very complimentary.
Not the
is it?
most complimentary nickname.
Well, he's just kind of floating around showing the stickers off,
If we can rebrand that as Sticker Hunk, I will take the position this year.
Deal.
You're probably more blimpy than Paul.
It's probably more blimpy than hunky. Still.
Yeah. Anyway, we got from Mario to blimps quite quickly, didn't we?
That's the big two things covered.
Oh, within the first 3 minutes.
That's all the notes we had.
I mean, what can I say? Welcome to the Waffle. It's been great having you.
Yeah, it's been an experience. Yeah.
Like us on Instagram. Like us on Instagram. Sound like my dad.
So bad.
That's not a thing.
Thumbs up on the Institute.
Yeah. Follow me on YouTube.
Our auntie once called it Snappagram. She
Yeah.
got Snapchat, Instagram confused. She
Snappagram.
referred to it as Snappagram.
I think Snapcam should be a thing.
Yeah.
Snappagram does sound like some kind of thing that you would organise for someone else as a surprise.
Surprise crocodile.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Rubbish surprise.
Like an inflatable one. That would be cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good. That's a good.
Ta-da.
Right.
Snappagram.
Yeah, win. Snappagram.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh,
Next product.
Write that one down, Jamie.
Yeah, that's it. Someone's going to do it. It's got to be one of us four.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what we've got an audience for.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
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 Someone will come with the logo and then we'll be set.
Yeah, it'll be on a t-shirt by the end of the episode. Fine.
Yeah,
Perfect.
perfect. Get Paul Cunningham to wear him, the old sticker blimp.
Yeah, we
And
can
then
get
we'll-
that stickered up. Sticker blimp.
It's such a horrible name.
I can't defend that.
No.
I just want to see somebody walking around sort of Maker Central with kind of like a sandwich board. Sort of front and back, so people can put stickers on.
Yeah.
I mean, we can make one for Paul.
You could just the ones they put on the wall, the big like acrylic
Yeah.
things. You could just take a couple of those off, couldn't you, and just wear them back and forward.
Yeah, we could.
Just acrylic sheets so they can see through as well.
No, we could pull that.
Oh, yeah, well, there you go. Give one to him.
We'll give him a comb.
What, as payment?
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. A key ring.
He's bald.
Oh, yeah. Key ring.
He's got a beard.
He's got a beard.
That's
Yeah,
true.
true.
There you go.
He's got a beard.
And he could, I'm sure he could come through his chest hair or something.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
As a man that's got a full chest of hair, you can
You
just
would imagine, wouldn't you?
Yeah, of course you do.
You've not seen the videos then?
Now I'm jealous.
Oh, crikey. Talking of products,
Let's talk about products.
yeah, there's a rumor that you've gone full time.
Yeah.
Manufacturer.
We haven't really said much about it, have we? We kind of.
No, we keep
Exclusive.
Yeah, big exclusive.
Here it
Yeah,
first, folks.
We haven't said it. No, we haven't really said it.
So the first times we said those words out loud.
You're welcome.
Not
No
no,
look of fear on your faces. And
Yeah, what?
yeah.
I've heard this.
No, we went full time a couple of weeks ago. Well, a few weeks back now, probably like 3. I think next.
I technically went full time in September because it was my end of the school year, and I was like, I'm not gonna do another. I don't want to start, and you kind of feel bad leaving a school halfway through.
Yeah, I've done that a few times. It's a few times,
Messy.
a couple of times. Left schools kind of partway through the year, and
Yeah.
it's difficult. Yeah, if you're going for a particular job or something, you kind of sometimes have to. But it's when you're leaving kids. I left from school at Easter, and that was didn't like doing that. Easter's
tough as well because you got obviously the exam period coming up. But I just kind of felt, it's a bit, it was a bit harsh to kind of ditch him at that point. So I was like, let's just keep it clean, do it on the year. I went from September, and then I've kind of been doing more kind of product-based stuff, so kind of building our product range a little bit, and practicing for full time essentially. I still did a little bit. I was doing some consulting for some schools here and there, so I wasn't like kind of 100% of the time in the workshop, but essentially full time. And then Johnny's joined last month?
Yeah,
March.
Yeah, so it's been about a month now.
Yeah,
we've been spent the first few weeks just we just extended our workshop.
We have an office now.
We have an office now, which is very
fancy.
Very fancy.
Basically, because he was cold and he was like, I can't edit in a cold workshop. So we were like, right.
Before we do like 1 day a week, and doing 1 day a week, we're just sort of nodding about, taking some videos. But now it feels like it has to try in an actual business. And I felt because I do quite a lot from, as well as obviously all the like making in the workshop, there's quite a lot of laptop-based stuff that goes with it, be it editing or be it speaking to clients or anything like that. And doing that all from a sofa while Matt's routing 3 inches from my face wasn't ideal.
It's more like 10.
10 inches, yeah. So we're like, and there's a little nuts.
There was a CNC literally right behind you.
I went next to CNC. That's crap. So there was luckily a nuts and bolts store like next door to our workshop, which we mentioned right when we first moved
not ours. It was
someone else's
landlords.
But we managed to, through a bit of pleading and asking nicely
and moving all the nuts and bolts ourselves.
Yeah, spending a weekend moving nuts and bolts. We managed to get that bit of space, and we've sort of slowly expanding our
empire.
Probably pushing it. Our little piece of
cue the Star Wars.
Oh, no. Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Imperial March.
yeah. But, so we've got a bit more space now, so it's really nice. That's nice to have it's sort of our own dedicated sort of voiceover room and space that it's got a microwave.
It's just nice to be able to go in for lunch and not be freezing the whole time, and you're not eating at the same place where you're covered in sawdust or plastic.
Yeah, bits of plastic and stuff. Yeah.
So
you got for heat. Have you got one of those little tiny under desk little blower things that just to warm your feet up?
Yeah. My tootsies are warm as anything in there.
Doing it properly then.
Yeah, definitely. Just absolutely nailing it. So it's really cool. It's been really good. Generally really good fun.
But it essentially means because we've kind of spent 3 weeks kind of extending our workshop and tidying it all up and building a couple of janky desks out of bits of scrap we found at B&Q. We
beautiful desks.
Well, actually not bad, but it essentially means we haven't really changed our video output on YouTube at all. So no, it doesn't feel like we're full-time content creators because we haven't actually made much content.
No, it kind of, in a way, it sort of started from kind of last week, kind of this week. It's obviously, like you said, Matt said, we did the first couple of weeks getting like the space ready, and then we're like, right, we need to actually upgrade this from just because we've got a few people that work for us part-time as well, and we're like, we need this to be more than just us sort of doing things unofficially. So we've been getting some like processes in place and implementing different things that can help us, be it like management tools that can help us manage all whole team time, or sort of managing the finance, revenue, and stuff, and just having to make things a bit more of an actual business now. But that stuff's all quite fun. Well, I find it quite fun anyway. So yeah, but it's cool. It's actually starting to take shape now, and we're looking to increase our video output. At the moment, we've always done 1 video a month. So we thought we'd go to 2 videos a month initially. Ideally, we'd like to get to about 3, but we thought let's keep it achievable first. So we're doing 2 a month, and we're looking to increase our sort of our production output as well. So whereas Matt and I are still largely focused on content creation, we'll be working out the ratios, but I imagine once things settle down, our predictions will probably be about 60% content creation and then 40% looking after the sort of the production and everything else, like business side of things.
Sounds very official, but we're pretty much just winging it at the moment. We don't really, we'll see what happens. But
it's fun though. It's fun. It doesn't feel like we're going to work each day.
It does feel like you're just hanging out the whole week. Weeks go very quickly.
So quickly, it's crazy. They don't get anything done.
Yeah, that's always a good sign, especially at those kind of early stages of a global empire kind of thing.
Yes,
we are actually rebranding as well at the same time, which we also haven't really said anything about.
No, we've got a whole new rebrand coming on. So
Still Brothers Make.
The name is still Brothers Make, but I'm swapping Matt out. So we've got a new guy called Chad.
He says that right. But so Jonny used to work in marketing, and we used a friend of Jonny's, a colleague, I guess, who used to do marketing.
He's a friend. If he's watching, you're a friend, Adam.
No, Jack's talking about.
Oh, I see, right.
And Jack did all of our kind of rebrand. He came up with the concept and stuff. But because he worked with Jonny for such a long time in this business, he kind of gave us here's what your website could look like. And he had like photos of Jonny and me. But instead of me, because I didn't work at the same company, he's had some random dude called Adam who's Jonny and his mate on our website. I'm like, cool, thanks.
We look a lot better. So
right, singled out now.
I can I'm trying to poach Adam, be the other brother, get Matt a bit more behind.
I'm going into marketing. Apparently.
Yeah. But it all looks really cool. It feels like it's come along quite nicely. It sort of represents where we are now. Because obviously we came up with our initial. I mean, all we really had was a logo. It wasn't that much of a sort of a thought-out brand, because we sort of did it when you first start out. When you first start out, you kind of just expect to be making videos for your mum to watch. So now it's actually grown a little bit bigger. It's nice to get a whole sort of thought,
think about it,
a cohesive sort of thought around the whole branding idea of things. But yeah, it looks really cool. So we're very excited to just show people.
Very cool.
Yeah, sounds good.
I was realizing before
the green button, set go on everything. Yeah. It's just that when do you do that,
There's never a good time. Sometimes you just got to pull the ripcord and see what happens, kind of thing.
Yeah, we're working on the website at the moment. I think that'll be the catalyst, and then we'll do that first, and then we'll feed it into all of our socials and stuff like that. But it's a bit, there's still a bit to do.
I'm assuming you've got recycled plastic business cards.
That was actually on the list as well. I got a list of things we needed, and in there was genuinely recycled plastic business cards.
Yeah, we actually don't have business cards. We haven't really had them. We've had kind of, I guess, what would you call them, like tags that kind of you go with the product and it tells a little bit about us. And if anyone ever wanted a card, I'd just give them one. It's got our email address on it, so I was like, there you go. But it's not really like a business card, if you like. So I think that.
We did talk about one time using our t-shirt press to make little flat sheets.
You could wazer them out, can you? With our logo on it. That'd be cool.
It'd be really cool. So that was a thought. I do definitely. Maybe one day.
I mean, you've got a month to bring some to Make Essentials, so maybe that's true.
Oh, we actually did order. Friday actually ordered some stickers with the new logos on.
Yeah,
so
a few different stickers. Some Patreon exclusive stickers as well.
There you go. So you get one of them.
Shit! No, that reminds me. I need to sort that out. I changed my bank over at the start of the year and just haven't migrated any of my Patreon stuff over yet.
Oh, really?
Oh, you're still.
So
you won't get
temporarily take me down off the wall. Yeah.
No, you're still there.
We keep them on the wall. But we'll we've got like a main, I guess, like a logo, and then we've got a smaller, I don't know what
sub brand
slogan. No, it's about the yellow one.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So we've got 3 stickers, and then we're going to have, and then the Brotherhood as on Patreon, and possibly like YouTube channel memberships. We've not really looked into this much, but apparently it's a thing, and I think it could go quite nicely with Brotherhood.
Yeah.
So they're going to be Brotherhood will be its own little kind of brand, if you like, with its own
colours. Say the word sub-brand again, because I said that last time, it was missed.
You don't
know.
No.
We'll argue later.
I don't know if it's.
Oh, do it now, yeah. The drama, family drama on,
Throw my water on him.
Yeah.
Bring the
Plenty
views
of witnesses in case it gets to court or anything. And
yeah. So I got Adam on.
And then Adam will be in, and I'll be out. Yeah. And I'll be in prison for nothing with my bottle with my glass of drink. Yeah. So,
but I mean, our channel would go viral, or at least a short of that would go viral on Maker's Waffle. Yeah.
Live
channel
attack
breaks up live on one.
Brothers break.
Nice. Very good. Wow.
Very nice. We actually, when we first started Brothers Make, we actually thought of all these kind of sub brands that we could do, and we had like
Brothers Bake.
Yeah,
of course.
Gardening show.
Brothers Take was fishing.
Yeah. Brothers Take would be like the stealing.
Kleptomania.
Yeah. No, probably shouldn't. If we have to, we'll go to Brothers Take.
If the other ones didn't take off.
Yes, exactly.
Brothers Snake. Wildlife one.
Yeah, Brothers Snake.
So I mean, run with that, guys. If you want to go,
yeah,
you can go on that one.
I think Brothers Break was a real highlight.
Brothers Break was the headline. I think. Yeah,
it's got to be. Yeah.
I think you should do a cooking. You should do a cooking one. You should do a cooking one, and then
we actually did. So we did an event. What would you call it? An event? We did like a summer barbecue for some maker friends, and guys that you guys will all know. And we called that Brothers Bake. I think we didn't call it Brothers. I think people started referring to it as Brothers Bake, even though we were literally just sat on the barbecue. So
it's like nicknames, isn't it? Is sometimes you don't get to pick your own.
We did.
No, always.
But then it was like, when's
the
Brother
Sticker Blimp didn't get to pick his nickname, did he? Sometimes these things just stick.
Sometimes it just sticks.
That could be a little tagline of the Sticker Blimp.
I'm going to tag him, of course. Yeah, I've written down sort of tags.
He
doesn't listen to it. He turn up to Makers and people kind of go, "Hello, Blimp."
That's me.
He knows I love him. That's perfectly fine. I will pay for it at Makers.
Right. So I can't remember how we got onto that, but there we go. That's
the rebranding as a result of going full time.
There you go.
So
tangents upon tangents.
That's largely what we've got now. So we've just got to do. We're working through the website at the moment. Then we're getting all our packaging sort of redone. It's quite a tricky one with packaging, when we're sort of sustainably focused as a business, which packaging is something you have to because it's so easy to overpackage stuff, and I think the vast majority of people do. So we have to try and be as minimal as possible, because we're trying to minimize the sort of single use element. And everything is.
So you're not sending your combs out in cellophane wrappers then?
No, and the giant like Amazon boxes you get rattling around.
Just literally a
pile of airbags, plastic airbags,
plastic air pockets, full of that.
But then when we've got a few things to say about it, you have to try and use the sort of real estate of a tiny little label as much as possible. So it's just trying to get that right. But packaging a website. Once that's done, we'll do it.
We'll announce it to the world.
Yeah.
The rest of them that haven't been on this podcast, I guess.
Yes.
So not many then. Yeah.
One or two people basically. Yeah.
People are asleep.
Yeah. In between now and when the
podcast
comes out,
we'll just put a sticker on him, announcing it.
He'll let the others know.
Done. That's the world knows.
We've got him on retainer, so it's fine.
So I have a question actually, sort of in terms of obviously your recycling stuff. Have you got continuous input of stuff from kind of essentially Bournemouth? You guys, as most people know, are sort of based down in sort of Bournemouth way. Yeah. So are you basically hijacking now all the kind of plastic recycling instead of it going to the council?
Just on bin day, just mugging the.
We'll go
balaclavas.
Brother's sake.
Brother's sake. There you go.
Full circle, brilliant.
That would be good for a video, though, wouldn't it?
It would be good.
YouTube balaclavas going out on bin day.
Yeah,
rifling through people's bins.
It's quite sort of
people get really weird about bins,
somewhat rodent-esque of us, but it still can be good.
People get weird about bins, don't they? They get quite protective, even though it's like
it's rubbish,
literally waste.
Yeah.
No, don't say that.
No,
we don't do this. But my point is, I think maybe we'd get a bit of backlash from various people. In terms of in input of where we get it from, we're a little bit careful with it. We used to be much more open, and we just said, here's a big box. I'll chuck it on the driveway, fill it up, and we'll sort it out. And that didn't go very well after a few weeks because it was just people just see it as another bin, and it just it just got filled.
You get smelly bottles of.
Not even that. It's just the wrong stuff. Like we had like a list on there, and it was like we'll take this material or this material, and just make sure give it a rinse, make sure it's clean, so it doesn't. If it's there for a week, we don't want it smelling. If it's or whatever. But we got
milk bottles.
We had batteries, we had drawing pins,
sand,
battery operated candles, literally everything. Like just ridiculous. So you just spend your whole time sorting it out at the very first part of the process. We can't.
Maybe they thought we could recycle the sand into glass bottles. Maybe they were.
Maybe. Oh, very clever of them.
If they're watching, we can't.
We're a bit more. Well,
someone can.
Someone can. We can't. Just not us. But we're a bit more careful with it at the moment. We work with like more specific organizations. I mean, we've got a couple of like salons, hairdresser salons, and barbers that they give us their shampoo bottles every now and again. So every couple of weeks we get a text. We're like, we've got another bottle full, and it's quite nice. Just we roll them down, and then we pick it up, and then we take it back to the workshop. A couple of schools. The school I was at are still doing like a milk bottle top challenge, and the kids like doing that, and they collect all the tops, and then we give them stuff made out of the tops that they've collected, which is quite like full circle.
That's cool.
Nice.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
we're speaking to the local council at the moment because they were talking about being a collection point, sort of like a drop-off point for people to bring all their plastic to the actual, I think it's the town hall, and then they drop it off to us. I think on a monthly basis. It's just difficult because you need it. That in itself is a full-time job. Just that, like you have someone needs to be there, being like, not that. Oh, that's good. Like, do you know what I mean? Like even that, there's a lot of effort that goes into that. Which is why a lot of traditional recyclers just chuck it all in and then see what happens. So we're trying to set up some nice sort of regular streams because it's nice to make sure we're getting that being a point that people can drop stuff off, and then it comes to us, and we can recycle it all. But it's just having to get that sort of the education piece across first, because the businesses and sort of schools and people that we do work with, like once they get past the first few, and we're like, oh no, it's not this, it's this. It's really good. So we get like a regular supply of DVD cases from some people. We get loads of like the photo film canisters. We've got a really regular supply of those now. Yeah, so the company that sends us a box every couple of weeks. So that's because there's loads that some people are saying like, oh, this is going to landfill every couple of weeks. Some of this stuff. Yeah. It's great to know that we can. Somebody from Habitat messaged us a month or so ago, and I think they had some like 40,000 drawer handles. Plastic drawer handles, 40,000 of them. Wow. And he sent them down, and he said, can you see if you can do anything with these? And we said, yeah, sure, we'll have a look. So he sent them down. There's two different colors. They were white and brown, and we scanned them. And the white was polypropylene, which is great. So we use that. The brown was ABS, which is awful, just horrible to work with. You don't want to touch it. And I said to it, we messaged back, and we said, we scanned them. We can definitely work with these ones, but not these ones. Have a little. He's like, oh yeah, I'll see what I can do. And we separated them, and it was like 2,000 white and 38,000 brown. And we were like, do that, but it's just there's just sometimes you come up against things like that, and we have like a little network of other recyclers around us that we're part of, and we say, anyone want 38,000 ABS plastic handles that would shred very nicely?
I was just thinking, like the 3D printer folks, maybe. So
it's just hard to turn it into. It's a question we get a lot, is like turning it back into filament. It's tricky. We do want to work with some like PLA, because I think you can work with that quite easily. PLA's quite meltdown, but yeah,
PLA and PETG, I think you'd probably get some good results with as well.
Yeah, PET is just a dangerous one. It's a dangerous plastic to work with. It's like the moisture content; it gets really weird. So it's there's kind of nuance and like the technology is not really there for like filament winders.
That's the problem.
You have to get it bang on the right diameter when it's just. Yeah, and knowing us, we can't get anything square for the life of us. So we wouldn't be able to do anything that regular. But,
we'll stick to coasters for now. But that's phase 2. That is definitely phase 2. We can afford.
We do get a lot of 3D printing questions though.
Yeah, when we can afford to hire someone a bit more clever than us. But, we'll look at that. But no, it'd be really cool to say. Yeah, we get loads of questions about 3D printing stuff. So it'd be great to do.
I'm just racking my brains now of all the kind of suggestions of people that can kind of push in front of you boys in that sense.
Yeah, we've had a couple of suggestions in the chat. Neil suggested coffee shops.
Yes, absolutely.
We've got a few of them actually.
We work with a few coffee shops, and that's definitely something we want to sort of look to do, because one of the products we make is a sort of a coffee caddy, a way you can carry coffee cups. We thought there could be something nice at some point in doing collect the plastic from a coffee shop and then make it into the products that then they can then sell to their customers. So I thought it'd be a nice little circular piece in that. But totally, because it's coffee shops always seem to be quite on it. A lot of them, especially little independents and things like that. But it'd be cool if we could. It'd be great if we could get onto like a big chain of them as well, because that's when you're starting to make a good.
Apparently, Starbucks. A few people in like Ireland have worked with Starbucks, and they even color separate them as well.
Oh really?
Yeah. They say we'll grab a few bags from you every so often, and then they're all color separated into different things. Yeah. So I've not explored that ourselves, but coffee shops could be cool. But we've got a couple of local ones that every so often we get a bag of bottle tops, and then we give them a wash, and then we're good to go. We're actually getting a washing machine plumbed in now. We've got a bit more room with our new office.
Oh, nice.
We're getting so our old workshop at my house is now no more, because we were extending the house, and we've got a new kitchen and new appliances and stuff like that. So old washing machines coming to the workshop where is it going? Where the CNC used to be. So that's in the corner waiting to get plumbed in, and once you can do that, we can do all the washing at home rather than annoying my wife. So she'll be pleased about that. Hearing bottle tops rattling around the washing machine.
Can we put a wash on? No, the lids are washing.
The children need clothes, Matt. No.
They'll be all right.
I can't make those. Have you reached out to like Art University in Bournemouth?
Yeah, we've spoken to them a couple of times.
Spoken to them, they emailed us a couple of months ago, and they wanted us to go in and do a talk, a bit of a workshop with their design.
They were doing a project, like a sustainability project, and they wanted us.
They made that to make a prototype out of. They wanted to use plastics. They made a little taxi. Yeah, they made. So we're in talks with them. There, we're thinking about doing that maybe this year, going down and doing a bit of like a workshop with those. Those guys was really cool. But
they've got a pretty cool setup though. We did some of the M&E design for the refurb. We had been for quite a few years. So I've seen some of their setups, but it's pretty cool. That's the kind of thing that I think
as far as I know.
Definitely.
We'll show up with our thinking we're all high tech with our 2 panini presses. Never like massive presses.
Nah. Yeah, we cross up here, though, isn't it?
That's it.
Yeah, exactly. They're not making combs.
They're not.
I just read the mic upstairs.
Oh no, hold on, I do. We usually carry one. We're very proud. There you go. The brothers make. Oh, where is it? Brothers make comb. Only just released a couple days ago. We've had this mold for ages, but we're just not. Yeah, I guess it's all part like when you're trying to put new walls up and plasterboard and paint rooms and stuff. It's stuff like this kind of gets forgotten about. So we were trying to, before Christmas and before Johnny was came on board full time, I was trying to push it and say, we'll get a couple of products out, one a month to one every couple of months maybe. And then it's been about 6 months. We've not put anything out at all. So, I mean, we got this out last week, so which is nice.
Yeah. So it's cool to see them all, kind of there on display sort of thing.
Thank you, man. They're really cool. They're really good. It's one of those products that we actually got the first comb mold for free. The people who send we buy the machines from, occasionally they chuck a mold in for free, which is very kind of them.
Plasticpreneur, thank you very much.
Plasticpreneur, yeah, thank you guys. And we and we didn't really. It literally sat on the shelf for probably a year and a half, and we were like, yeah, let's try it. We tried it, and we did it in the colours, and they sold really, really well. And they weren't nice combs. Like they were fine. They worked, but very two-dimensional. Just they're just flat, extruded by 3 or 4 millimeters. Nothing special at all. And yeah, they sold really well. So we were like, okay, maybe there's something in this. So we invested in a mold, and yeah, you won't be able to see it on this stream, but on our dodgy camera. But yeah, just investing in it is so much more tactile. Like you round off the corner over, you put a bit of time into the actual shape and the ergonomics of it, and it just makes such a difference. Like we're literally all the time, we're just sitting here, and we've got like 3 in our pockets.
It's kind of running your finger up and down the tines and stuff.
Constantly.
Literally. We actually got contacted by Macmillan Cancer Research Trust, and they sent some of their collection buckets down, the big bright green ones, and they were like, yeah, can you do anything with these? And they were just like, send us some stuff that looks cool. And then we made like a handful of combs and some bowls and all this kind of stuff. And then there was a couple left over, weren't there? So we're like, we'll have one of them each. So, and not a color that we make ourselves, but it was just white and green. And that's been in my pocket for about 3 months now.
They're really cool.
It's a really nice, bright, super bright green. So yeah, it's the problem. We keep finding ones that we like, and every time we go, the guys are making them for us, and we go and we're like, that's a nice one.
Yeah,
like leave it alone.
Yeah. I mean, that's the prerogative of the people running the empire.
Yeah, Booker being the boss.
That's it.
Founders.
Combs, just
founders. Yeah, that's it. That we have to make a central. No stickers. Just
hanging combs over the place.
Just making it rain with plastic combs.
Hemorrhaging any money we have
throwing combs.
Am I just going to turn around and just be like, have a comb just stuck in my beard?
That's it.
Yeah.
You'll just be just wear it.
I'm gonna get my comb now.
Yeah, you need kind of one.
I'm with a comb blimp.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I think it's Matt Jonny. You've got to try and sneak the comb in without Jamie noticing.
See how it's like what is it? No, like Buckaroo.
Try and get him in
there.
Nice. That's good. Yeah.
But I mean, it's going to be like some sort of reverse ninja games. Like while you're trying to sneak the comb in, I'm going to be trying to put the sticker on your back.
What are those 3 doing? Don't ask.
Paul Cunningham's just there with 6 combs and stickers all over his head. What's going on? He's just he's in between you two, just getting absolutely covered.
Just while he's like very intently trying to talk to someone else, and just he knows we're there.
Super serious conversation.
Sticker, comb.
Just see now. Oh, look, what's that up there? Yeah.
Whoops.
Comb gets stuffed.
Yeah.
Are there any products on kind of in the near future that you want to kind of tease?
There's some really exciting ones actually that we've been working on for a long time, almost as long as these bloody combs. But sunglasses is the big one.
Nice.
Yeah,
we're really cool.
We had a mold. So the guy, we get most of our molds made by a guy up in Hampshire, so about an hour away from us, which is quite nice. And yeah, he's, as part of being a machine builder and a mold designer, he makes his own stuff as well, and he sells them. So we've had a few products that we get from him, and then we can also, like the combs, we can get custom stuff done through him as well. But the sunglasses mold was something he worked on, and he's supplied to 14 or 15 different companies, I guess, around the world. And yeah, we're doing it as part of like a YouTube collaboration with him. We said, we'll promote your mold business, and then we'll make combs, and we can sell them as products as well. So, but it's very involved. It's very it's not like a product like you can just kind of once you snip it all off and give it a quick polish, it's ready to go, and you can wrap it up and sell it. There's very fiddly, lots of little bits. You've got the different lens choices. You've got obviously all the frames and the joining mechanisms there between the two. You have to actually hand carve out the groove for the lens to sit in because you can't create an undercut in the mold. So you have to cut that out afterwards. So there's all extra steps there. So we're kind of in the early stages. We are having a bit of a maintenance on our machines because we've had some kind of cleanliness issues where we're doing a lot of white and very light colors at the moment. They seem to be really, really popular. Any dirt in the mix is really obvious and it just comes out. So you have to keep the machines really, really clean. And that's been a bit of an issue that we've been trying to sort out. So I think we're pretty much there now, and then we can start smashing out some of these. And then it's just getting the process down. Really, it's getting to work out what the price point of these needs to be to keep them affordable. Also, make sure we're not wasting our time. We just need to work that out. So we just time it, and we need to do all the process and buy all the bits, and then work out what the start to finish the whole thing looks like, as well as packaging, like sunglasses packaging. Obviously, a case, you need to think about that as well, but then also make it sustainable. So there's a lot to do.
Well, a recycled plastic case to go with it.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that's kind of what we're looking at. It's just what that looks like. I think our instinct is always to be like, hey, we make stuff, let's make it all ourselves. But then it's like, we don't want to be sunglasses case makers. So a bit like the benches we made a little while ago, like we just very quickly decided we didn't want to become full-time bench makers. And it's lovely to have stuff like that being requested, but that's not kind of what we're doing it. Like we kind of the nature of YouTube videos is you make one thing and then you don't really make the same thing again. Or not the same version at least.
And where our sort of focus is on content creation, when we're doing sort of commissions and side things, usually we often take them on if they're sort of interesting enough that we can film them as well. Because if we're not filming them, then we have to do it in our own time. Which means we have to take away from the videos when we're trying to focus on the education side of it, which is content creation. It feels like we try and make sure that's taking the lead. So we have a fairly limited time for sort of bespoke commissions. You guys will probably have the same. Someone's like, "Oh, I've got a space under my stairs for a cupboard. Just thinking you could probably make that into a YouTube video." It's like no one wants to watch that video. Your very specific size triangle under your stairs. But so people are always like trying to.
We get a lot of very, very specific emails. Like this guy that emailed, we wanted like he saw the video we made. We made a beam out of, so like most recycling, they make beams by extruding them into big long molds, and we made a very janky looking. It was actually the last video we made in the old workshop, wasn't it? Before the workshop got knocked down, but then we actually finished filming it in the new workshop. So it was like the interim project.
What project was this?
The beam video,
right?
And we made a DIY mold where we kind of just, I don't know, it was about 5 kilos of plastic and a panini press and a little janky little oven, and then we twisted it all up, shoved it into a mold, and pushed it together. So it's a cold press essentially, a bit like what we do with the other stuff, but on a bigger scale. So we made this beam. It was only like a meter and a bit long, but he was, I've seen this video, and I think you should do this, and I think you should do this, and I think you should do this, and it's like, okay, cool. And we got this guy emailed us, and he was like, I want this, but I want it see-through, and I want glass inside of it, and I want all this stuff. I'm like, I don't know if you really watched that video very well, because that's not So you get people very specifically wanting some certain things.
Very specific visions, I think.
Yeah,
which is nice.
And with like an understanding of the material itself.
That's it, exactly.
Well, more than happily, like give you the info you need to potentially make it yourself, but we're not really.
A lot of what we try to do is more trying to equip people with the knowledge to do it. But like you say, it's trying to, because people have ideas. And again, it's great that people have ideas, and a lot of our ideas come from people having ideas. So keep them coming. But a lot of the time it's because people there's limitations with the material that we work with, that it's been like, oh no, we can't do that, and maybe we'll say, oh, can put some glass in there, or maybe put some resin. It's like, but then you can't recycle it again, and that goes against the whole reason we're doing it, kind of thing. So but it's it's always nice having ideas. We will say that.
I think that's where you can underline that, on the reply email. It's like, yes, you can.
Underline the you.
You definitely can.
You can
enjoy. Send us a pic.
Actually, that's what we say a lot. Feel free to send us images when you're done.
So we do try and offer advice and go back. That's part of the thing with you sort of end up with a number of videos that answer different questions, and they ask about that, and you're like, oh, we actually have made a video that covers everything about limitations with certain plastics. You just ping back links to separate videos because
we recently did a video on safety and like fumes. And...
yeah, which has helped mainly as a way because rather than us writing out the answer every time to different people, it's like at least now there's just one
copy
video.
Paste the link.
It's trying to do that and give those people that information.
So maybe you just need to do a video that's just the pair of you going, no.
Make it yourself.
Good one. Yeah. Do like a little hidden video and just hidden link.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just
no problem.
Unlisted.
Email Jamie Reader. Yeah, he'll sort it for you. No problem.
Yeah, we're gonna delegate that to one of our very efficient subcontractors.
Yes. Right.
You should have another one saying yes as well.
No.
Yeah.
You don't want to get them mixed up though. That's the problem.
Yeah,
that's very true.
Oh no,
yeah, that is a risk. Yeah.
No, we'll have a yes one as well. Don't worry.
Yeah, we just won't use that.
We like to be yes no when we can.
No one will have like thousands of views, and the yes will be like 4, 2. Yeah, we don't send that.
That would be an interesting social media test, wouldn't it? Make a short for each one.
Yeah.
And see which one gets the most views.
Yeah, so the
positive or negative,
the optimists or the pessimists win.
Oh, the pessimists would win 100%.
100%.
Yeah,
people just sending it to their mates and stuff.
Yeah.
We get onto Reddit. Yeah,
that's true. We used to post a lot on Reddit. Actually, we got some success as well. But it's an interesting place. Is Reddit?
It is.
I came to the conclusion. I used to kind of use it. You didn't even download Reddit. Have you got Reddit?
I've got Reddit.
Oh, you got it. Okay.
I didn't download TikTok.
We downloaded TikToks. We felt like we had to be on there. And then he promptly told me, like about 3 months later, "Oh, did you see that video did well?" He's like, "I deleted TikTok a week after we did it." I was like, "Oh, cool."
I was against it. I was against it from the start. I get TikTok has a place, but I just don't like it.
I hate it.
And then we were like, I was like, "We'll do it for product sales," but that was before I was doing it full time. So I was like, "If you want to do that, you can." And then he went on.
You got it back now?
No.
Oh.
He went on holiday. He went on holiday for 2 weeks, and I was like, "I'll look after it while you're on holiday." But then you came back, I deleted it immediately. It just feels like it's just such an overt life trap TikTok. And I was like, I hate it.
But I think that's the same with Reddit. I think if you get if you become quite regular on there, I imagine that's the same thing. But I don't know. I kind of came to the conclusion with it that YouTube kind of promotes a lot of people like videos for doing well and keeping people on the platform. And I think the problem with Reddit is that people are very much Redditors, if you like, and will might click a link to go and watch something that they like, or watch a preview of it or whatever. But then they're very much going to come back to Reddit after that. They're not staying on YouTube. You're not transforming these people into YouTubers from being on Reddit. So I think it actually did us a little bit of a disservice in some cases, because it would actually push the algorithm away a little bit, because people were clicking it, watching it, but then very quickly going away. Again, I don't know. I don't know the specific. You can make many videos you like, and I don't think you still really understand how YouTube really works. But
I think when we're like, when you have only a very limited amount of time, well, everyone has a finite amount of time in the week to be able to do stuff, and you kind of at first you're thinking like, right, I'll make a video, then I'm going to put on every channel I can think of to get it out there as much as we can. And you're like, now I'm spending like half a day just reposting it to 6 people on Facebook and to 19 people on Pinterest.
You could just make another video.
And it's just like, at that point, it's better to just have the time to make more videos. So we've kind of we were on quite a lot at the beginning, and like I think still on our YouTube channel, if you're going about, it's like, here's a link to our Pinterest, here's a link to Blue. But now really what we do
on MySpace.
Yeah, exactly. Here's on Bebo. But now it's essentially just we're trying to sort of cut our losses and think, let's just focus and try and do a select few well. 99% focus for us is on YouTube, and that's because that's where we think. I think all channels have their own place, and all platforms have their own place, and for what we're trying to do, which is largely around sort of education and trying to get a message across, which takes a bit of time to explain. I think long form content does that best. Obviously, short form content is okay, but I think we're trying to get a sort of almost form a relationship with viewers and try and get them sort of buying into this bigger idea. We think that's where long form content sits best for what we do. So we focus like almost all of our efforts on YouTube.
Instagram's kind of our daily.
And then Instagram is our sort of support of that.
Yeah.
So
we mainly use it for stories. We were so rubbish at posting.
We like Instagram more of it as a sort of, because I think when we started out, it was less YouTube. So we've got quite a lot, if anything, there's just quite a lot of friends on Instagram now, really. And it's quite nice, as you guys I know, it's where we sort of engage more with the maker community, is Instagram, and where we engage mainly with the people, our viewers, is through YouTube. So we it's nice having a place for both, and it's just nice to be able to. Instagram's there, and it's a good support piece because we can also promote the videos we're doing, as well as just show a little bit of the extra behind the scenes of us. You know, it's so not that interesting behind the scenes, but some people are vaguely interested, so we do it for those guys.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. It's just us, having a donut in our new office.
I think you're right. The Instagram, there is very much a community feel about Instagram.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, you can. I mean, you can. There is the kind of content that you can kind of dip into. You know, the sort of almost like the news content or the big name people who are not part of a community. They're just putting stuff out, but it might be interesting, or it might be people you like to follow. But I think there's certainly a very strong community feeling, particularly within sort of the maker community. I suspect that, automotive and everything else. I think it's good for that.
Totally, yeah.
Which I think is the opposite of TikTok. I don't know if either of you are on TikTok, but
nope.
No.
I get sent a lot of TikTok.
Yeah,
it gets sent it. Gets involved, but not.
It's one of those things that if you're not on it, you feel like you should be. When you're on it, you feel like you shouldn't be. It just doesn't. I don't know what the answer is really. It feels stupid to ignore it at this point, but it's. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know the answer, to be honest. I definitely feel too old to be on it, even just be downloading it, to be honest.
Yeah, it's catch-22 though, isn't it? Because like almost every Instagram and like YouTube short has got, started off on TikTok, so you always see the TikTok thing. So now you'll get an Instagram video, an Instagram reel that's got the YouTube thing in it, and then a TikTok logo at the end.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, and it's nice because I know how. I specifically don't download it because I know how easy it would be to sit looking at it.
Addictive.
That I was annoyed almost when YouTube.
It's designed to be.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like it's designed by people 15,000 times more clever than me to keep me on it, and it will definitely work. So just stay, because I was annoyed when YouTube launched Shorts, really, because now it's because I'm in YouTube anyway, because that's the platform I would use for content. And I'll be like, I'll click on a short, and then I'm like 15 minutes later, as I've flicked through loads of these crap shorts, I'm like, no, what a waste of my life.
Could have watched a 15-minute video that I wanted to watch.
An actual 15-minute video and gain
instead of 15 one-minute videos that have just been pumped into my eyes.
Yeah,
all pointless.
And they're all designed to be very clickbaity and very like, watch to the end, guess what happens? Like,
and nothing happens.
Yeah, and then literally nothing happens.
Yeah. So crap. So I googled to see if there's any way to disable it. Because it was in beta for ages, wasn't it? And I tried to see if there's a way you could get rid of it from the app, but that wasn't a choice.
For Chrome users, there is and probably Firefox as well, but on the desktop, there is a handful of plugins that you can put in your browser that completely hide shorts off.
Really? That's amazing. Nothing for phone.
The phone is the problem, though.
Yeah, that's my primary viewing. Maybe I can move it over to a laptop then, because that's so good. Because as soon as it's not there as an option, that's what I mean. So and that's just annoying because it's just below, like you're flicking through your long form content that I feel is actually nice and beneficial. And then I just see a little stupid thumbnail that does exactly what it's meant to do and draws me in. My stupid, simple mind. And then I just get drawn in.
Shiny.
Yeah. I'm going through 9 hours of someone cooking a steak with caviar on it and then fishing.
I get a lot of fishing. I was fishing.
And then I've been getting weirdly into like cow hoof trimming, and I'm just like, why am I watching
camping in the woods? I get a lot of camping in the woods type stuff.
I like camping stuff. Bushcraft's great. Cow hoof trimming, I don't need to have spent hours of my life watching.
I can't watch that. It just makes me
really. You're weird. You like sort of spot popping.
I can watch spot popping all day long. All day long.
I was going to say like the spot popping and the earwax, and I just don't get that.
Earwax. I get earwax a lot.
No, but I'm telling you now, that stuff's gross. So I can't do that one. That was a mistake. But cow hoof trimming. Cow hoof trimming is great. It's so satisfying. They're always so dirty and gross at the beginning. Then they trim them back, and it kind of looks like cutting through like a sort of crayon or something. It's just so satisfying. It's, you might judge, but I urge anyone. I think there's a guy called Nate the Hoof Guy Check him
know
out.
his name.
That channel I actually subscribe to because he does not. He does
subscribe.
Yeah, he does.
Do you subscribe to your brother's make or your own channel?
My own channel.
Oh, God for that.
Yeah.
Messing up the algorithm.
Yeah.
Check it out if you need to enjoy Nate the
I've put Nate to his guy in the show notes.
He's going to be so confused when he gets tagged.
I do not reckon. I don't vouch for that, by the way. That's 100% this guy.
Oh, right.
Brothers make, exclusive.
Yeah,
They love
sponsors of Nate the Hoof Guy. He's got like 6 million subs.
I reconsider.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Love that guy. Give us a shout out
Straight away. Love him. Nate, you're a legend.
Yeah, he's good. We're really into a guy who keeps eels down in his bunker as well, haven't we?
Cow Turtle. You went. You're on TikTok. Is he on Instagram?
He's on YouTube.
Oh, right. So a guy called Cow Turtle. He's like someone in America, but yeah, he's got this like old.
That's awesome.
It's like what is it? Like an outdoor basement, like a concrete basement. Like
I was sent a video of that the other day.
Yeah, and he just has eels, but he's got like
he made an eel pit.
And he's got like fish in there now. He's got crabs in there now. He's got like little prawns in there.
And he calls them such good names. What are they called?
Melanie.
Yeah, everything has the word eel in it.
Ely Dan.
I
can't remember anymore.
Oh, there's so many good ones there.
He's got a little, what are they called? Little crayfish. He's got a pink one, like an orangey pink one, and then like a white one. But he's called it sriracha and mayonnaise.
Yeah, nice.
Love that.
This is the content makers we're looking for.
This is what we watch, right?
Yeah.
So this is what we watch. We watch hoof trimming and cow turtle eel pit.
Yeah.
No, I thought you'd just be watching Precious Plastics. Dave Hackens all the time.
Yes,
yeah,
and that all the time.
Yeah,
but as well,
we've completed that though.
Nate the Hoof Guy. I'm getting some merch sent my way. I'm hoping. Nate the Hoof Guy hat. I'd wear it. 100%. I'd wear it.
Right. Not in our video, actually.
You get a key ring of some hoof trim.
Oh, John, that's terrible.
Sorry.
It would smell as well.
I'm just trying to think what product you could make here that you could send him.
Recycled hoof trims.
Yeah.
I think Andy was thinking the other way, that you sending him something for him to use.
Oh,
not him just sending you bits of hoof.
I was the other way completely. I was thinking about faces.
You're really into this, aren't you? This is getting a bit weird.
One half of Brothers Makers siphoned off
into cow trimming.
A real niche of recycled cow trimmings. Oh, that's horrible.
That's the worst.
I think they just call that gravy.
Yes. I don't think that's hoof.
I bloody hope it's not. Not the one he wants.
Anyway. He's been to McDonald's recently.
There's like a nail in the hoof, and they managed to get it out and stuff.
What, a nail is in?
The natural nail.
Really?
Yeah.
Not as in like the guy's fingernail.
Crap.
No, it's like the cow would have stepped on a hoof, and it's like the cow
steps on a hoof.
Steps on a nail. Yeah. Usually steps on a hoof.
Does it get a puncture in the hoof?
What's that?
Does it get a puncture in the hoof? Just so
it
on one side.
Yeah, it kind of does, and it goes away. And then he sorts it out.
Calls the RAC.
Yeah. I'm looking to do a collaboration with Nate, and he trims it back, and there's a Brothers Make sticker underneath. Like and subscribe. Or there's a comb stuck in there.
You say like and subscribe. Like, it's just
love it.
Like and subscribe.
Smash it.
Yeah.
It's so Gen Z.
It's a bit Gen Z.
Yeah. So yeah, they're the big channels we're watching at the moment.
Yeah. I mean, okay.
Everyone has their quirks, don't they?
I'd say normally we do the attention grabbers at the end. Yeah.
What's that? Sorry.
Normally we do our attention grabbers at the end.
Yeah. Well, there we go. We'll just repeat this section, copy and paste this bit.
Yeah. Couldn't contain myself.
He was so excited to talk about it.
Yeah. That's why I've come here, just for a hoof awareness week.
To promote Nate. Yeah.
Oh. Wow. I mean, if everyone's got a topic changer, I'd welcome it. Right. At this point.
I've got a few more channels.
I've heard the word hoof just in my ear about 16 times in a row just now.
I'll tell you, Toby. You've done a few things cleaning up the beaches, and I was kind of sort of wondering. I mean, Bournemouth Beach particularly. Most of the ones I've seen you do are kind of more kind of Hengistbury Head way.
Yeah, we did one Hengistbury. We did one in Chapman's Pool, like more like
it's like Jurassic Coast kind of way.
Yeah. Yeah, Bournemouth gets a reputation
because Bournemouth Beach is. I mean, when I lived in Bournemouth, Bournemouth Beach in the summer. Don't go there if you want to try and walk along the beach.
It's crazy, especially when you go. up by the piers and things like that, where it's super touristy. I mean, generally, I think most people who live in Bournemouth don't go to the beaches by the piers because then that's where it gets absolutely, you just can't move. So you tend to, locals.
There was a couple of years ago, wasn't it? It was when it was kind of post-COVID and people were kind of allowed out a little bit. And I think the first time, it was kind of like you should, but you also shouldn't. And it was kind of the first little heat wave we got, and then literally Bournemouth, like I think everywhere had it on the news.
Because I suppose no one could go anywhere because you weren't allowed anywhere else. So Bournemouth was the closest thing you could get to Lanzarote. So everyone went mad for
and the rubbish left.
Which I get, and then I get why people go to the beach, but the rubbish was crazy.
There was a guy who we follow, and he did an Instagram live, or he did a series of stories, and it was he watched a guy, and this guy had thought this out so well. He brought one of those little kind of camping bushcraft shovels, and it's like you have to assemble one. It's like a fold-up one. It's like this, but you have to assemble it into it. And he bought one of those, and at the end of his day at the beach, he would dig this hole, like a decent size, couple of feet deep, and he would bury this like couple of bags full of rubbish, and then pack it down. So this guy kind of caught him kind of towards the end of what he was doing, and this guy buggered off, and then he went and was like, "What the hell did he just bury?" And he pulled it all out, and he got it on his Instagram live, and he was like, "What is going on?" Like, it's literally more effort to do that than to walk 50 yards to the pavement.
I'd rather you left it on the beach.
Yeah,
when people are burying it, it's mad.
Same with the barbecues, like you're burying barbecues in the sand, and people are burning their feet on.
Matt and I went for a late night swim after the workshop, and it was like 11, and then Matt. It was quite dark. We couldn't really see Matt, and you stood on a barbecue grill.
I thought I'd been stung by jellyfish because it was very sharp pain quite quickly. It was, but like the top, those disposable barbecues, which I think they've banned now, haven't they? But
a lot of shops.
But the very, very sharp edges to that kind of perforated grill
foil.
Kind of. I stood on that, and I was like, I'm pretty sure I've just been stung by a jellyfish. This feels horrible. And then just had like slices all across my feet. It was literally just on the shoreline. It was absolutely mad.
So there's loads. A friend of ours started up this sort of beach busters group and was doing beach busters. And was doing loads of really good sort of beach cleans and stuff. It was really cool. And we actually, she gave us some of her plastic, and we recycled it into a pot for her. Using her beach plastics. That was nice. And then
we try to kind of use anything we can take. Like, we've got some rope that we've been collecting. A friend of ours has been collecting some fishing rope as well, so we're kind of taking that because that's something you can use as part of recycling. That's HDPE, a lot of it's PE. It's just very hard to break down because it doesn't shred nicely; it just tangles. So we're kind of, once we've got a big enough mass of that, we're going to do some experiments with that. But we like anything we can find on the beach. We like to do, and we're gonna, I think, as part of us new rebranding and like events we're going to organise, we're going to do some like, I don't know, monthly or every couple of months we're going to do a beach clean, and then we've got a little plastic scanner now. We can scan it on the beach there, and then
that is a nice piece of kit.
It's a very, very cool bit of kit. Yeah, very cool. And it solves all of the issues with like ocean plastic specifically. The main issue is that it's either broken into small pieces that you can't. It wouldn't have had the logo on anyway, or the logo it has got is eroded to the point where you can't tell what it is. And you can't exclusively say, this lid is this material, this brand is this material, because it doesn't. They use different plastics. This solves all of those problems, and means that we can separate everything. So if we did like a nice beach clean and we either took it back to the workshop or there and then on the beach, we can plug it into our little solar powered and then separate it into different categories right there. And it's
really cool.
Absolute game changer. So that's really cool.
It's called a Plough's Tail. Anyone's interested?
Really cool. Tail. Really, really cool little machine. So that's cool. So we're trying to work with companies like that do stuff and doing cool stuff that kind of solves real problems, really.
Oh, we just got a sheet press as well from the awesome folk over at CR Clark. So we've also, up till now, we've always done our DIY sheets. So we made a few years ago, we made a little bottle jack press with a wooden mold, so we can make 30 by 30 sheets. Then we bought a slightly bigger press from NXS, and that could make that goes up to 40, so we could do 40 by 40 sheets. But then CR Clark, they had this. They were testing out. They made a prototype. So there is an actual machine. What's the machine actually called? The one that's in the auction?
R60.
The R60. So we were sent like a prototype of when they were trying to make that, and this makes 60 by 60 sheets. And we did our first one couple of weeks ago. It's so cool. It makes massive sheets. Use so much, like use 7
kilos of plastic in one sheet,
which is like a big whack of plastic cycle at a time. Because we haven't got a cold press, so we can only really do one a day. We'd make it and do it first thing in the morning and leave it, and then by the next day you can take it out of the mold, fill it back up, press it again, leave it on, it heats for just over an hour, and then you just turn it off, and then we leave it for sort of the rest of the day to cool down.
Yeah,
but it's a really good way. If we start to get like a really nice influx of plastic, we can actually get through a lot of it because we can do. Obviously,
how thick are the sheets you do?
So the ones we've been doing for the current mold, we're going to make some different size molds, but the one we're doing are 25 mil. So 25. So really nice and chunky. We've made
proper chunky, yeah.
We've buttered 2 up and made a new worktop for one of our workbenches that's sort of purple and white and looks awesome. It just comes out such cool. It's
like it's like the fact that they're just all unique. Like, you know what I mean? It's not like a press piece. It all just looks brown. Like it's a super unique. Like even the 2 sheets that we made exactly the same mix. Because we wanted a tabletop which was 1200 by 6, so we wanted sort of 2 sheets together. And even those are like we managed to actually rotate them in a way that it kind of blends
find a similar sort of grain pattern in a way.
It's almost like
that. Of course it is.
Yeah, and
it's sort of a grain type thing.
It's really interesting.
It's really cool. We did one the other day out of some sort of white and some old sort of translucent DVD Blu-ray cases. But it's just really cool because you can start to then get into a new type of working.
It's
with
quite
it.
artistic. Like it's makey, but it's also like you have to be quite specific with your weights and your volumes of to make sure it comes out well. But there's an element of
you can sort of choose how you do, because at the moment we've only done it just purely mixing it, but we're thinking we could do it maybe do rows of different different shredded plastics, or you could do some in different bits of color here and there and make a bit of a pattern. So it'd be interesting to know what we can when we start to experiment a bit more. It'd be really cool to see what we can do with that. It's nice, sort of that bigger. It's good when you're doing like bigger furniture pieces. That's when you're starting to get through a lot of plastic, because all the small stuff is awesome and we get through a lot quantity wise, but in one table you can get through a big chunk of it, and that's a lot of plastic. It's,
makes a bigger difference.
Not gone into landfill potentially,
for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I'll have to chat with you boys about that afterwards. For some leather workers for like pounding boards and stuff.
Perfect for that.
Yeah, perfect. That'd be awesome for that. Great shout.
Yeah, mallets as well. We've done mallet was the first thing I actually ever made. It was first kind of how we kind of actually started in plastic. I was at the school, and the school was, I mean, if you've ever seen the tech department of the school, I'm sure you'll see the hordes of acrylic and stuff they just get through on the laser cutter, and it was just awful. So I was trying to think of ways that we could do it, and I collected all their bits of hips from vacuum forming for a little while, and we collected some bottles and we collected some bottle tops and made this janky old mallet, which is probably one of my favorite mallets that I've ever made, and still use it literally every single day. So since then,
awesome mallets.
Yeah, since they're just so dense. They're great for non-marring carving mallets.
Of course,
so we've made 5 or 6 mallets, I think, but it's quite a time-intensive process, and I'd really like to find a way that we could do it where it would be more. Actually, talking of Paul Cunningham, the old blimp friend, he's he's make a mallet style where he did the I've kind of the ones. I think it would just he did actually message us years ago now, and he was like, "Send us a sheet of plastic, and I'll turn it into a mallet for you." And I was like, "Yeah, that sounds amazing." Yeah, and we just never did we?
That'd be awesome.
There's something like that, where you could people could customize their mallets and pick different bits of plastic sheets, and then make something that's a fully customized piece, and you could self-assemble it. And like you said, just completely non-marring. It's great for lead work, it's great for carving work, it's great for leather work, all this kind of stuff. So I'd like to find a solution to that, because it's a bit the way we've made them. We've made a video on them, and it's just a little bit
using the beans tins and stuff, aren't they?
Yeah, they're a really good one to do. So
it's a great DIY.
We did the first one on our channel. We did actually a welded up mold, which you did.
That was
but the one we did is our video in December. We did a 7 ways to recycle, and the base entry level, first thing anyone can really do was the mallet, because it was just
soup can,
a soup can and a heat gun. We sat there, had a heat gun stuck to a clamp above it, and just kept putting plastic in. Use the actual handle, sort of mix it around, handle in, leave it, done, cut it off at the end. You've got a mallet.
That was a nice little mallet, actually, wasn't it?
That was all we got. That it's a wicked little mallet.
It's a smaller one, because obviously you can get the bigger cans. We just use the standard regular old tin of beans. and shoved it in there. But yeah, you use a bigger can, you obviously get a bigger diameter mallet there. But yeah, it's
just seeing someone now with it, like the big kind of proper industrial
Bento's pie or something.
No, you get like the 3 liters of beans, like the catering one.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, do that. You wouldn't even pick it up.
Monster mallet. Really. Yeah.
Old Thor over here with his recycled plastic mallet.
But just with a little tiny like chisel for doing engraving or something.
Yeah.
Mallet, yeah.
Just snaps in half straight away.
Yeah, that's a little short handle on it as well.
That's it.
Yeah, a little short handle.
Yeah, like a stick of dynamite. Yeah, absolutely. But no, mallets is a really fun one to make. It's a great, the whole range, like entry level. And I reckon you could make them real premium.
Yeah, and it's really nice. They're a good one because it's especially like if you're sort of a maker as well, because you just get so much use out of it. Because it's nice doing the whole because when we're trying to think of things to make, we're trying to think of things that are actually that people will make and it's going to be useful and you'll keep it. Like the mallet we've had ever since it was made years ago. Because we can do
7 years ago.
Some of our things would be like, how to make a little a key ring, which is all cool and stuff like that. But it's really nice when you can get something you'll get use out of potentially every day. And I love when you stumble across those little ideas.
Like hashtag woodworking, tooling, hashtag tooling. He's obviously made his business all about mallet making now, and it's and all those amazing looking mallets. And we've actually got one of his mallets he sent because we did the Makers for Justice auction like years ago, and we got loads of makers together to raise money for kind of social injustice and stuff like that. And that was a fun. We raised a couple of grand for that, and a load of makers got in touch. And I think James sent one of his mallets after that, didn't he? Sent one down to us. But that's I kind of don't like using that one there. It's kind of it's
almost too nice.
It's a bit of a wall hanger. It looks so nice. It's like mahogany and beech. Yeah. It's absolutely incredible. Yeah. But like, do you know what I mean? Making something that is almost like a not necessarily a showpiece. I think it's a functional piece as well for the plastic, but something that looks really cool and you're really proud to actually have something like that. I think is
definitely. Yeah,
and it'd be so unique because you can never make one the same again, even with the same colors, the same process. It would just look totally different. I think there's definitely something in that.
It's quite nice to be able to choose their own sort of like colors, font.
Yeah, so that's quite nice. I think that's something for the future. I think this came from the conversation about what new products have you got. So another one, possibly in the future. We've got new mallets. It's been on our list for a little while. It's just figuring it out.
Yeah, because I mean, it's relatively strong and homogeneous, isn't it? So once you've got, you could theoretically do an injection mold of one, start to finish, just as a single piece, I suppose.
You could. The only issue with that is the volume, because the mallet is to get anything that's a usable size, it's the volume of plastic you need is kind of in the kilo and a half range.
I suppose so.
Whereas our injection molders can do 100 grams, 120 grams. So you can't really get that volume out of that. You'd have to build a very big injection molder, and which at that point, the efficiencies just don't really work. So we have an extruder machine, so you could use it on that. You don't get the same color patterns, but I think we could make. I think it would work if we could extrude it and then keep a couple of different colors of plastic warm, and then almost do a quick. Here's a few twists and turns in the plastic, shove it in a mold, and done. That would speed it up a little bit, but there's a lot of unknowns in that. So there's a lot of things going in my head, and then I come back to, is it worth just making a big sheet, chucking on the CNC, and milling out a load of different sheet material, and then you've got and then people can customize the mallets, and they're all going to be the same, and they're all going to be mix and match essentially. And you could engrave it with different messages and things like that. So I think there's lots of ideas floating around my head that we're going to play with, but again, it's time. is the hot commodity.
There's definitely scope there, isn't there? From working with sheets, because you can almost make it almost like a sort of snap together puzzle type thing.
Yeah,
where you've kind of got. You can make quite a big thing, but that's actually made from sort of one.
A little bit like the video. So we released a video, which was a table made of. It was really we've got a machine called a Wazer. It's a water jet cutter, which is just a bit of a dream sponsorship, really, because the first time I ever saw it was on one of Jimmy DeResta's videos. He made a stained glass window using cutting glass on this incredible machine. I was like, I want that machine. That was 4 years ago. And then we just happened to get in touch with them, and it managed to work out. But yeah, we essentially did a video inspired by that, and we made a little coffee table, but essentially making a large item out of smaller items, kind of mosaic together almost. So it's kind of in the same thing. If you could do that with a product and almost kind of bolt things together, or however you would assemble it, it's definitely there's definitely legs, I think, on something like that.
Yeah, it came out. It was really cool. We're doing that kind of like jigsaw-y piece, because I think we sort of, in doing it, we sort of realised that how nicely plastic sort of lent itself to that. We want to try and do some sort of big, slightly more, because ours was fairly simple, just to sort of test it out. Is this kind of like simple geometric kind of pattern?
It's very pretty, Taylor.
Yeah, it's very, very
Thank
nice.
you, man.
But we want to do like a sort of bigger art piece at some point for someone, or maybe an installation on a.
We chatted about, like, imagine having like a big, almost like a stained glass window, like a bit. And if you did it thin enough, I think you could get some light coming through it as well.
It has to be like a geometric of Adam's face, then, surely.
Yeah, that's it.
Very good.
But we're trying to. I think it was Tinkerage. Recently, there's someone who's talking about getting some recycled plastic and doing like an installation.
Oh, yeah.
But I think that kind of thing could lend itself really nicely, because say you've got enough people to do a collection on a beach, to collect a load of plastic, and you can recycle that plastic, make it into a big sheet, then cut out all these little bits on the CNC and make it into this sort of.
Can you imagine like a big? I'm visualizing like a big sea turtle.
I imagine like a whale or a turtle, or something that's very
kind of swimming through, and you could like have loads of little blue bits, loads of green bits, and like
it's very easy to be representative of what it's trying to protect, kind of thing.
Yeah,
so it's quite nice and simple in that, I think.
In my mind as well, I've also got this kind of. I think we've talked about it. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen these almost. I think you usually see them out of CNC wood and stuff, and it's all like slot together, and you have this like big sculpture. I think I saw like a T-Rex coming out of the wall, like a big dinosaur head. And then we did when I used to teach graphics, we used to do like big moose heads and stuff. Like, instead of like literally hanging a moose head on your wall, it's like a cardboard laser cut one. It's quite cool. Something like that, where it's like lots of small pieces slot together to build up this really cool kind of sculptural piece. I think would be really. I think that'd be
really nice as well.
Be a cool thumbnail, wouldn't it?
You get some sort of bright colours and things like that. It could be really nice.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, there's lots. I think there's loads of potential there. And I think that's just like a good start of it.
Yeah, I really like the idea, especially if you've got that to be able to cut those like flat patterns out on the Wazer as well. It's pretty ideal for that.
Yeah, it was. It worked. It worked really much better than I thought it was going. Anytime you're trying two machines and you're trying to get them to work perfectly with the tolerances to be so close, we kind of thought like, it might work, it might not. We'll just go with it, and it's just absolutely spot on. It just worked so well. Like it just slotted in. There was no glue, no screws. And we designed it so we could screw it all together if we wanted to, but there's no need.
No.
It just worked perfectly. So yeah, very, very happy. It was kind of made the job a little bit easier, which was nice.
Yeah. A permanent coffee table in our
office.
My office. Our office.
With his warm toes.
With my warm toes. And then Matt always looks so bitter because there's a window that goes between the offices. Between the office and the workshop.
We literally walkie-talkie through this window.
We've got these walkie-talkies. We budget walkie-talkies that we use to go through from one to the other. Balfangs, yeah. Hashtag wish I was sponsored
by them.
Matt's always just really out in there.
Sitting there in 17 coats and a hat, and he's like t-shirt off.
Yeah, it's like a summer holiday in there, my vest, knowing he's just playing.
Well, you go into the office. You go into the office to like grab a drink or whatever, and you're like, oh my god, this is so hot. And then you go back out of the workshop, and it just lags behind. It's like it's not going to heat up quickly at all.
Matt had an office day with me in there. I'm not always in the office, by the way. I do stuff in the workshop, but just at the moment with websites and stuff. But Matt came and joined me for the day in the office.
I had to write a script,
and he always moans about when he comes in. He's like, "It's like a bloody sauna in here." And he came in, he was like, "So nice in here." He's like, "I'm going to work."
I went out to do something in the workshop. I was like, "There's no way. I'm working at that."
I hate that workshop.
I know. I think once
you're warming your hands up on the machines and things.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
it's like when you're moving around the workshop, it's fine. It's just when you're sat because you've got another desk.
You turn the panini presses on and just stand there.
Yeah,
wasting all this energy.
It's just a door.
Hands in between the presses.
Yeah.
So do you think art is a way you'd like to go for some of these sort of things rather than kind of functional products?
I think for some, I imagine it'd be for more sort of like one-off pieces here and there and things like that. I don't know if it'd be something that we'd look to.
We did say in that though. We did discuss with the combination of machines we used for that video. You could CNC out the frame, and then essentially you could have the same size plastic sheets that we could sheet press out.
Yeah, we did talk about.
You could essentially make, because we use 5 different colors. So we're only essentially using. We actually cut the sheets down smaller, but we only used a small part of each sheet that we made. So you could essentially make 5 of the same products.
Yeah,
it would be different.
It would be different
colors. But you could make 5 of them at once, and it actually wouldn't take that much more time than it did to do one.
No, not at all. Yeah, so I think it's more that kind of stuff. So we do it as like, say, I don't know, a little
limited run.
A coffee shop wanted to deck out their space with some cool looking, sort of funky looking, brightly coloured tables. It'd be that kind of thing. I don't think,
or like wall hanger art pieces, maybe.
I don't think it would be like a point that was just products that we're churning out for our website, because I think they're a bit too time heavy for that. So I think in terms of what we'll do, we'll probably keep to the smaller products for the stuff that's always on the website, constantly being churned out, and then we can do those sort of slightly bigger art style pieces as either like commissions or like small runs. It's similar to what we do with like the pen turning as well. Say pens aren't something that we have all the time. It's just we do like
a limited run batch kind of thing.
Exactly, yeah. And then we can also let people know when they're up there, and then watch the tens of people flock in for them.
Well, have you thought with the pens? Have you thought of kind of going down the pen blank route?
Yes,
that's another product we've.
Another product, yeah. So in that period of time between me leaving school and Johnny coming full time, so that's been, I guess, 6 months. My plan was to have
you stopping working at the school, not you just leaving school.
Yeah, I haven't aged well.
Yeah. Very stressful GCSEs.
Hey, I did A levels. No, so yeah, since that point, me stopping working at school. Thank you, Jamie. The plan was to get a series of products out. I was like, one every month or two. It'd be good to get some out. And pen bags was one of those. We get asked, a few times a week by people who, I guess pen turners who just want to have a go at it, because it is amazing to turn. They turn so nicely. Awesome. So that's a plan. It's just one of the plans that has not yet come to fruition, but it will be happening. So
we have. I wrote the description for them, a very witty description for the website for them the other day. So it is coming.
Did you actually?
Yeah, I did. It's hilarious.
Progress.
He's writing all the new product copies. So yeah. There you go.
So yeah, they are coming.
All the bad jokes, all the bad dad jokes in there
have been stripped out from Matt's old website. Got in there first quickly.
You never underestimate a good crap gag.
Yeah, he loves it. I know.
I do love it. I'm a dad. I'm allowed to.
Yeah. It's that point when we get handed the manual of here is the standard that all your jokes should now meet.
Yeah, you are now capped at a 4.
My problem is I think my jokes were always a 4 at best. I think they're just now called dad jokes because I'm a dad.
Yeah,
I'm just like, okay. I think people laugh.
That's what worked for me. Yeah. The humor never changed. It was just like,
that's it.
I'm a dad. I have to say these sort of things.
Yeah. It's literally in the job description.
It just became socially acceptable when you had a child or two.
Yeah. There you go.
We're aware it's we're approaching time for you to obviously being needing your beauty sleep and all.
Do desperately need it.
Speaking
of
opposite your co-host,
too much. We'll get to that kind of point in the evening where the point of this evening. It is evening now, but obviously some people might be listening at other times, like mornings. We'll get to that point in the podcast. Where we kind of ask people about what's been grabbing their attention, whether it's things they've been reading, doing, watching, whether it's things they're getting ready for.
Or talking about half an hour ago. Or
or kind of here.
You heard of cow hoof trimming?
Why?
Yeah, Nate. There's a guy called Nate the Hoof Guy. It's very good. Yeah.
Oh, Andy likes him.
Yeah.
So what's been sort of grabbing your attention? Let's go with Matt, let's start with you. What's been grabbing your attention?
Ooh, okay. So I've been there's a few. I go through phases with this on YouTube. I guess I watch certain people like religiously, like Colin Furze. I'll watch anything he puts out just because he's Colin Furze. And then
even if he started trimming cow hooves,
and then it hasn't yet. Johnny hasn't started watching him yet.
For that reason. Big break.
That's what the new machine's for. Yeah,
that's true. That's true.
Dive in, bit of trimming, dive out again.
Yeah, pendulum hoof trimming. So yeah, stuff like that. But then there's I've always really enjoyed Badger Workshop, Matt Badger Workshop's videos. I just think people who haven't met Matt. We met Matt at the first Maker Central. Was that the first time we met him?
It was, yeah.
First Maker Central. We kind of gravitated towards each other for the whole of the event, weren't we? And he's just the most hilariously, like, sometimes
super dry, isn't he?
Hilarious dude. It's so dry humor. Perfectly dry, a perfect blend.
It's brilliant.
And Matt actually recently, I don't know how recently actually, but he in his newer videos, he's wearing a lav mic instead of doing like a more traditional voiceover behind the camera over the video he shot. And you get just that little bit of glimpse about the kind of comedy that he kind of comes up with. And it's just, I think it's absolute gold. So yeah, I've been watching a lot of, but he's just finished a shed build and his new workshop build.
His new workshop build, yeah.
Yeah, which was really good to watch. I mean, yeah, I watched so many of those types of videos, people building their own sheds and stuff, but just Matt's little kind of commentary behind it, it's gold. I love it. So yeah, Badger Workshop's one for me. He actually does the podcast with Keith, doesn't he? Keith Brown.
He does.
From Rag and Bone. I enjoy Keith's videos a lot. We actually got the same table saw as Keith now. We've got the lumberjack saw. So that came off the back of one of Keith's videos. We watched it, or I told you about after watching it one day, and I was like, this saw looks awesome. And then we contacted them, and now we've got a saw.
Fucking awesome saw.
Really good saw. And then I think that's probably YouTube wise. That's it for me. I restarted Breaking Bad a couple of nights ago, and you guys are Breaking Bad fans, but I don't know if that comes into the remit.
I've never watched it.
Yeah,
you've never watched it
either.
You know,
it's on my Netflix to kind of watch.
It's like top 5 of all time.
I feel it's sort of objectively, it's just so good. You can't
really
even,
good.
But
I love everyone who's in it, but I just haven't got around to watching all of it.
I'm only on episode 6 of season 1 at the moment, but it's just it's so, and you forget so much of it. So that was good. And I think I can't remember when we actually clicked the button to go live, but we were talking about the Mario movie at some point. So if that didn't come out on the live stream, I watched the Mario movie yesterday with my kids, and it's brilliant. So if you haven't gone to see it, go and see it, because awesome movie.
The podcast is called Workshop Banter.
Workshop Banter, that's the one.
I think it's only kind of fortnightly or sort of monthly. They don't put it out every week, and it's had some really good chats. Yeah, do enjoy that.
That's Matt and Keith, though, not Mario and Luigi.
They have a podcast too.
Workshop Banter. Yeah, I don't know. No, I would listen to that though.
Yeah, in terms for me, it's I suppose more about sort of like what I'm keen to get into is we're looking to now we're upping our video amount a bit more. We never really just started out thinking we just want to be focused on recycled plastic, and when we've been talking about it more, I think we want to try and open it up where we started off thinking we're doing DIY on everything. Then we found the niche of recycled plastic, and I think that kind of awoke us, made us realize that it's the sort of sustainability angle that we're really passionate about. But we want to sort of open it back up, keeping it very much in the sustainability world, but trying to make it less of a just purely recycled plastic channel and more of a sustainability meets DIY channel.
Cool.
So it's starting to look at other materials we can work with as well. Or even just like, obviously we focus massively on sort of your classic bottle tops because they're something quite universal and easy to work with.
Accessible, yeah.
And I think that's still what we like to do. And I think that because we know our core audience are there to watch that, we'd still probably look to keep maybe it as a top level thought on a strategy of like, we'll have one video a month we know is our core steps. We know that is DIY, stuff at home, use recycled plastic. And then maybe we'll use another video a month. Can be a bit more of an out there kind of, because you need to, especially when you work with sponsors, you need to make sure you need to try and hope you're getting good views to try and keep them in. But then maybe keep our other video that can be either unsponsored, and we can take a bit of a risk and try out different materials, whether it's recycled glass or recycling cork or just something completely out there that we can try, as long as it does some sort of net good for the planet. And it's,
have you seen Ben Ueda? So Homemade Modern. I don't know if you guys like. He's been doing rock tumbling with a wind turbine.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I want to do that so bad. Like we go to Charmouth Beach to do sea glass collecting. My boy is absolutely obsessed with it. He just loves finding like the rare blue ones as everything. So like the fact that you could like smash a couple of bottles, chuck them in a rock tumbler, and in 2 or 3 days,
you have it. Yeah,
it would just be amazing. So like, yeah, I love to do something like that. Actually, Ben did a recycled plastic guitar using our technique.
Yes,
and
I was actually gonna.
he shouted that out, didn't he, in a video a couple of years ago?
Yeah, we want to give guitar a go. Actually.
Guitar would be good fun.
And speaking of Ben, we also there was a video that was largely inspired by Jesse Rader as well. So we did as a sort of we want to get not off. We want to try things other than just plastic, but even as a slight move away from our standard form of plastic. That she did a video for the recycled plastic bag. And
that's such a good video as well. Yeah,
really good video. So then we took inspiration from that, and then last year we did our first one using recycled bags.
You got the wallet
upstairs.
It's because you did the wallets, didn't you?
Yeah, and we made wallets, and it was really cool. It's just nice to try and it was really exciting, just working out something new, learning the basics of it, and working out a new technique and working out what's best. Because I still love all the original stuff, but it's after a while, you just know it like the back of your hand. So it's really cool going back in something brand new, and it was awesome making.
We have a video, not this month, but next month.
Yeah,
we have a video, and we're kind of scaling that up. So we're making the same thing we did with the wallets, where you kind of iron the layers of plastics together. But we're going to try and make a piece of furniture out of it.
Yeah,
I won't say too much just yet, but we're going to try and make it strong enough to hold one of our weights. Maybe not him, maybe me.
It's almost going to be So we're looking at doing a sort of. I suppose we can, as your people, who are listening to this, but it's kind of sort of deck chair-esque. So the legs will be sort of standard recycled plastic legs, but then we're going to try and cross hatch a recycled
weave, I believe is the term.
Weave,
cross hatch. It's kind of cross hatch. You know what I meant.
I did know that. That's because we made it.
But a weave, a sort of a hammock style seat.
I was getting hammock vibes. I was thinking that. Beach hammock.
So we thought that could be quite a cool one to try out.
And if that works as well, like we know that it can be strong enough to hold the weight of a human, we can scale up again and we can do something.
Yeah, because
we actually had the recycled plastic hammock, didn't we, on our list?
Yeah, on our list.
Like a whole hammock made of the whole thing, which would be quite fun.
We have
that'd be cool.
Hat, which sounds like the ugliest hat I can imagine, but we'd probably try it.
We've got boat, recycled plastic kayak and canoe and all this stuff. Like we've got lots of stupid ideas.
Nice.
But so that's what I'm sort of excited about. Is I'm liking just trying some new stuff as well, just to keep us sort of quite excited. Always keep us learning and excited about stuff. I'm also excited at the prospect of us doing some other style of content as well. We want to try and get in a little bit into slightly more sort of documentary style making as well, just to try and mix things up a little bit, and maybe probably not as regular, but I've always enjoyed that kind of content.
Who's the guy? Tom Scott.
Tom Scott. I love Tom Scott.
Yeah,
but that kind of style content when you just research a topic, you go there and you film it, and then I think that sounds like such an awesome way to spend your time. And now we're sort of doing this full time. We can essentially try and design what our dream job would be. I was thinking, shooting a documentary would be freaking awesome.
It would be very cool.
Learning about something, telling a story, and then feeding that back. But
it all feeds back.
Very much. If we just do it around, finding stories about other people that are doing things their own way of recycling, or if you found a guy who lived on a barge and recycled shoes. There might be some weird, fun stories out there that you could go and find out about.
There's actually, you're saying that, there's actually I can't remember where it is now, but there's a collective community of people that have used similar kind of machines to what we've got to create a boat. And this is like a boat that can house, like people can sleep on this boat out of flip-flops.
There you go.
And it's called the Flippy Floppy.
There you go. We'll find that. About that.
I don't know who it is. I don't know who it is, but I think it's also the precious plastic.
That is the exact.
Was he a French guy called Philippe Philop?
Very nice, very nice.
So it's that kind of stuff. I think that'd be really cool to
perfect dad joke. That was.
YouTube can really get on. But that kind of stuff. I think it would be really cool to go and speak about other people's stories and find out, get a bit more inspiration from other people. So I'd be excited about that. I heard there's a new real sort of entrepreneur who's coming up with some ideas to do sort of pencil cases from cow hooves. We're thinking about trying to try that. It's a new up and coming
dude.
Yeah, really good guy. So
melt them down. Yeah.
Oh God, can you imagine the smell?
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Oh, it would be. Yeah,
I can do that.
Yeah. So
melted cow foot.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Beefy.
But I think that's if you've covered off YouTube. There's who's that guy? I love watching him he was actually a TikToker. I watched him on YouTube Shorts, really, even though I've ranted about how I hate shorts. Is it Ewan Reardon? Yeah.
The guy, the very heavy Irish accent.
So
dude.
Irish.
He does like traditional woodworking.
It's not Alan Scannell then.
No. He needs a shout out.
It's just such a nice, it's such a really nice little wholesome channel, and he's just a super Irish guy who wears nice little flat caps.
Ewan. I don't know how to pronounce his name.
I think it's EOWN or something like that.
Irish.
But yeah, he sort of shows you how to make things out of really nice little hand tools. It's just a very wholesome channel. So you make some out of all the shorts I do watch. I have to.
I'll tell you something on shorts that's come up for me as well. You ever seen Lego cooking? You can't
yes.
Stop motion Legos.
Stop motion stuff. Yeah.
And we've got a little work chat with a guy we have on our workshop with us. And we just keep sending the same ones back and forth to us, don't we? It's just like Lego pancakes. You know what I mean?
The woodworking one as well.
Yeah, and joinery and stuff. I'm like, how do they do it? It blows my mind. It's so good. But I don't even know who the guy is. But he's very talented.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of other things we watch, really. I spend quite a lot of my time. I'm super into sort of like bushcrafty kind of channels as well. That's a huge part of my content consumption.
TA Outdoors.
TA Outdoors. Hayes Outdoors is probably one of my favourites.
Hayes is good.
There's a channel called Rocket Kit, and it looks like such a pleasant life. It's just a very friendly Australian bloke who goes out on his boat and goes camping on random isolated Australian islands and just fishes and spear fishes for a weekend and stays in his tent and cooks a fish. I'm just thinking that looks like the bloody dream. He's nailing it. So I like that. That's a nice bit of escapism. Not that I need to escape, but still, it looks pleasant on cold, blowy nights in Dorset.
Not quite as glamorous.
But love.
Build your plastic canoe.
There you go.
Around the island.
Exactly, yeah.
Plastic spear.
Maybe don't try a plastic rocket stove.
No. Good shout. We'll stick to the old twigs for that one.
Yeah.
But, so like that kind of content. That's really cool.
Oh, Jamie, what about you? What's been grabbing your attention lately?
Well, my T-shirt, I have to shout out.
That's very nice.
We'll make for caffeine T-shirt from the wonderful Neil Brown. NMB Woodworks just launched his site with a load of merch. Which is just cool. He's got some really cool ideas. So,
good for those of us that are caffeine free.
No, but he has got some other shirts available.
He does. Yes.
And
does he do a will make for cow hooves? Cow hoof scrap.
Yeah, I will.
I think
all over that.
I was going to say you can put some requests in, and I'm sure he would spin up a yeah. we want your bottle tops.
Yeah, that's right.
I've been doing a little bit of leather work, a little bit of woodwork, a little bit of just pottering, bits and bobs, bit of treasure trading stuff.
Potter now and again. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Very much. Now that the workshop kind of is the bit. Saying that, I'm getting part of the extension. I've got like a small workshop, not quite as big as our old one we used to have. So over the course of the next year or so, I'll have a little potter space, which would be nice. I've always wanted to. I've been it's one of the things, sort of meaning to get around to it for ages, but I've always been meaning to get into leatherworking. So I might need to. What have you made? You made anything fun? I was going to say I might need to grab you at some point over the weekend and make a central Jamie, and you can pop round. Yeah, well, starter kit. Well, we'll be there at Maker Central with the Makers. We should do stuff, so you can absolutely come and do. We are the first. Cool. I think it was the second Maker Central. We spent ages with. Was it Tandy Leather? Yeah, Tandy. They do some, and we spent ages on there, didn't we? Just looking like can't really justify spending all this money on like leather making kit. We've never done it, but really wanted to. It feels like I can imagine. Sorry, I keep kicking the table and I'm jigging around like a thick ass. I don't. What are you making it on there? It always looks like a really nice Sunday afternoon hobby for me. But yes, so we'll be doing. The Makers will be doing bracelets. Cool. But James Molten Make is going to be. We're going to be sharing the workbench, and he's bringing his magic fancy press
big stampy thing.
Big stampy thing.
Nice. I saw him doing that on Instagram the other week.
Yeah, exactly. So you'd be able to maybe make like something like a key ring with him, or make a bracelet with me, or things like that. So we'll have a lot of kit, so we can come play. And I'm going this year with an intention of I want to come away with some sort of basic leather working tools, so I can sit and
do it on a sunny evening.
Oh, we're actually going to have time now. We can spend some time in like the makers market and actually go.
Yeah.
There's always stuff I can walk around there looking at buying, and I'm like, oh, I'll come back later, and then you forget, and it's never do.
Buying some sort of old hand tools that we'll never use.
I always get like the miniature King Dick, the wrenches and all that stuff.
Yeah, I was going to say the little wrenches or the little engineer's square, or
I've got like a pocket full of like EDC type tools. It's just like you need a better belt. I think that's like a leather belt.
Yeah.
Johnny, Christmas present. Yeah.
I know.
I like you.
I'll make you a chunky belt. Yeah, right. Yeah.
I made myself a surveying tripod.
Okay.
The little thing I did this weekend as a project yesterday. It's part of my job. I do building surveys and things.
Yeah.
And I treated myself to a new laser tape distance meter thing.
Nice.
So I decided to make or adapt. The tripods you get with like the ring lights, just like a desk height one. I've extended that.
Yeah, that for your TikTok.
Yeah.
Holy
yeah, of course. I'm not using it now. So you're the subscriber.
Subscribe to Jamie's TikTok.
The subscriber.
You're one of them. I come here to call you out. That's all I'm doing.
Yeah. But no, I did. I wanted something to just plunk the laser tape onto and be able to just take around, rather than like big full size tripod with big legs.
Yeah.
Something super tiny but tall, kind of like a 3-legged monopod, almost.
Okay.
So that was
a tripod.
Yeah, exactly. This, but kind of footprints of. I knew exactly what I meant. So that it's a
monopod. Call me.
But monopod form factor with 3 tiny legs to support it. But
I can see
rather than being a big full tripod.
Yeah,
that's at the right height you want. But.
Yeah, I could see it was hard not to go into that and make a comment, but
exactly.
Yeah. We're the wrong people to not bring something up.
Luckily, Andy took it. So thank you, Andy.
Well, talking of that, we've been meaning to kind of swap our tripod out a long time. I don't know what you were after.
I think it's this. Yeah, no.
We're right flirting on realms of dangerous here, aren't we?
Yeah.
But anyway, another just back to what we're watching. I don't know if you guys have come across the Wobie jig from Wobie Design. He does this. So he's made this kind of very cool camera, and we keep meaning to make one from recycled plastic sheets. Now we've got our sheet press and a CNC. We just haven't had time to do it. But yeah, we've got the files and we want to do that. So Wobie, if you haven't come across Wobie Design, he's a really fun watch on Instagram. Really cool. And he's just had a kid as well. So he's kind of playing dad at the moment, which is quite sweet. But no, he's a good and the Wobie jig is just this super versatile camera mount that we really want to make one. Even if we don't do a recycled plastic one, I think we should make one because our jig is so shonky. We might do that anyway. But yeah, he's really another really good watch.
And he really loves comments about his staircase as well.
He loves comments about his staircase. Yeah.
Yeah.
He actually messaged us the other day and he said, "Can your shredding machine shred wood?" And I was like, not going to try it. But he said, "I might DIY one." And I said, if you thought your staircase video was going to go viral, imagine a wood shredding DIY dangerous as anything else type machine. I would think that would look amazing.
I saw there was a thing the other day where someone DIY'd a shredder but out of PLA plastic. So so this is the thing. He was putting things like paper and banana skins and things like that into it.
Is it like when people try and put like cardboard on their table saw and try and cut stuff like bricks with it and stuff? Have you seen this before? People make like cardboard.
John Heiss did that.
John Heiss did it sometimes, trying to cut the sausage with it.
Did it work?
It did. I wouldn't like to do the other way and put something like plastic into it. It was very much in the paragon of materials. It was cutting anything softer than itself.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it worked. It was pretty much all 3D printed, apart from a bit of aluminium box running through the center, and that was it.
Just try and make one out of sort of polystyrene or something. No. Oysters. I'm trying to think of what it could. I'm trying to think what's soft in the polystyrene.
You went to oysters.
Why would you oysters?
They come in the world.
I have bougie tastes. I was trying to think. Not in the shell. I'll get my oysters delivered in polystyrene.
Okay. A weird like oyster shucking grinder.
Yeah, I was going to say, you would chuck them into it, and then it would come out as an oyster jus.
Why would you do that? The difficult part of it is the shucking.
No, I like the shucking. I've got a shucker.
So what's the
Is it called calm?
To make a sort of oyster jam? Is that what I'm thinking? Oyster pate? Yeah,
Oyster sauce.
Oyster sauce.
When you lot, that's not ground up oysters, you heathen.
Sorry, is that not good enough for you? Do you want actual ground up oysters?
Yeah, it's like an oyster
ground up
pate.
in a PLA shredder.
When I'm rich off my cow hoof pencil cases and oyster jam, you two will be laughing. You're not having any of my money. Screw you lot.
We've gone ultra.
What would you like on your toast today, son? Oh, oyster jam.
Oh, that's niche. Yeah,
You got any of that left?
There might be some people into it. So if you are, go to oysterjam.org.
If you are, what's wrong with you?
I've just bought the domain oysterjam and hoof cases.
Is that one domain?
Yeah.
Oyster jam and hoof
Yeah. Huge demand.
I mean, that's again. That sounds like a double act. You know, to bang,
Yeah.
isn't it?
I'm doing gift sets of the two for Father's Day coming up.
Is it like a storage? Oh, not a storage. Like a set of 3 different flavors of oyster jam presented in a hoof case.
In various hooves. Yeah.
What are the flavors going to be?
Largely
It's oyster flavor.
it's oyster flavor with hint of hoof. Hint of hoof is a nice business name. Hint of hoof.
That sounds like an eau de toilette.
There's a go. Spin off. You can have that.
Hint of
Jamie, you're
hoof,
in.
the fragrance.
You're my marketing guy.
I'm out.
Go, Ren.
Oh my god.
There you go. I think that's a perfect summary, really.
That was, yeah. Well done us.
Oh, I'm telling you, there's a huge spike in
Andy's
demand.
going to be on page 4 of show notes right now.
I know. This was all of the
That's used the most show notes for ages. Yeah.
This, this podcast is really just a way for me to launch my new website.
Yeah. Screw Brothers Make going
In
forward.
the
Yeah, Matt, you thought Adam was going to be your replacement.
I know.
Johnny just kind of paved the way for him to sneak
He's
out.
replaced
Put
himself.
Adam
I'm
in
going to
his
go
place.
solo.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm actually quite pleased.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's like
Probably
the
best
Ant and
man
Deck
in the
solo projects.
Yeah.
Wow.
There you go. I think we covered it, haven't we?
What a weird conversation. Andy, we haven't covered what Andy's doing.
Yeah,
I
what's
haven't figured out any reason to stop talking about oysters.
I can't top any of that at all. Yeah.
I know what he's going to watch.
I mean, next
Yeah,
week's
Nate
Eating
the
Rubbers.
Hoof guy. Yeah, he's got much of a
Love
back.
it.
Yeah.
Try it. Message me. Tell me what you think.
Well, I'm going to tag him, so I'll have to find his
There you
channel.
go.
And
Yeah, amazing. You'll be hooked. I'd clear your afternoon before you go on there.
Well, I'm just thinking, yeah, maybe normally I try and get the podcast audio out on Monday morning, but I think it might be Tuesday.
It's going to be
Save it, yeah.
It's going to be
Push it
Monday
back.
afternoon.
Push it
now.
back.
That's your Monday clear morning. You'll be. I'm trying to think of a fun like a hoof fan, but
This is all you, mate.
Yeah, I'll work on that.
It's really
I'm just thinking of a time traveling kind of dude of Doctor Hoof, but
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, Doctor Who's great. Yeah, lovely. That's good. We'll keep working on this, Jamie. We'll stay on.
Me this week, I obviously been to the med shed a couple of times this week and spent 2.5 hours teaching one of the other sort of members how to use various power tools.
that's fun then.
Yeah, it's quite nice actually. Just something different for me to do because it's the first time I've spent time teaching anyone there, kind of how to do it, and just like, this thing can kill you. Let's be really careful. Let's have a go at it. Because he wants to make. He's got a specific thing he wants to make. So it's like, okay, right. Let's think about what tools you're going to need and the order you're going to need to use them. Like, okay. And it's just like, right, I'll show you. I'll point out all the sort of things you need to be aware of, and then I'll do some. I'll do some cutting with some scrap. Then you do some cutting with scrap, and then he did the cutting on the thing he's trying to make. Well, he's starting with a jig first of all. It's like make the jig, and it's just like So it was quite nice actually. So
nice, lovely.
Next Thursday, do that as well. I think today I spent the entire day. Tinkerage has become a bit unworkable again. Although I don't know if you saw, I picked up a lathe.
Nice.
A little while back. So I made some space for the lathe, but making space for the lathe, everything else got worse.
Yeah.
So it's just like because I'm on the doing the Full Tools Treasure Trade. I just like I need to use the Tinkerage, but not the lathe. Well, the lathe might come into a bit of it, but I need more than just the sort of lathe space.
Is it mobile enough you can get it out of the way if you need to?
The lathe, no. Yeah. It's 40 kilos, 45 kilos. I struggled enough to get it on the bench in the first place. But the lathe is accessible, but nothing else was.
Sure.
So today, not completely everything, but a lot of stuff got emptied out of the. Jamie saw the pictures earlier. A lot of stuff got emptied out of the Tinkerage.
It looked amazing until you had to put it all back in.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, before the bench was clear, and I had to. One of my I've got a shelf above the window.
Yeah,
and over the course, the span of the window was just a bit too far for the thickness of the shelf, and over the course of a dampish winter or three, it started to bow and buckle, and just like that was causing problems for the storage above. Just like right, that had to come out. So, yeah, it was. I can't get through there's a very narrow path through the floor of the junk that still needs kind of places or getting rid of. But
quite cathartic though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
like that.
The main workbench has stuff on it right now, but some of that stuff is stuff that either needs a proper place made for it, which I'll try and do this week, or it just needs sort of putting away, and that'll be fairly straightforward. So yeah, hopefully I can get to making the thing I'm gonna make in time for the finish, which is in about a month's time.
You got a month, okay?
That's doable. It's about a month. It's doable. Yeah, so that'll be nice. So yeah, that's about it. Really. Just school's back tomorrow, so kind of everyone else gets back to their normal routine. So I go back to my normal routine. So that's all very nice. Quite like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice.
Right. If people haven't already worked out, apart from Oyster Jam and Who's, where can people?
We're going to get no hits on our website now, are we?
No. Well, okay. So yeah, you can find it at hintofhoof. .jam. No. So yeah, we can predominantly, if you want to find most of our content, we're looking on YouTube, which is Brothers Make. If you want to find a bit of sweet hoof-based / recycling-based behind-the-scenes stuff, head on over to our Instagram, which is again Brothers Make. If you want to have a look at some maybe recycled plastic products, that's brothersmake.com. But generally, if you just look for the words Brothers Make in some
Brothers Make does get the first hits on Google.
Yeah, so we do all right.
That's all you guys. Yeah,
there you go. That's all right. And we'll be at Central. When is Make? Is it about a month or just under?
About a month away. Yeah.
Any of you guys will be there. We'll be there with new stickers
and some new samples.
Shut up with this bloody hooves and oysters.
Sorry, I've wedded myself to this bit now.
And the easiest way to find you both at Maker Central is you'll be the ones walking around with,
and we'll be behind him.
Yeah, you'll be peppered with Maker's Waffle and Custom Cave stickers, I think.
Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly.
Just the entirety of our backs.
Yeah,
just got something like that on it. Yeah, and then you'll have combs sticking in various positions in your beard.
to find one of us, and we'll find the rest.
That's it, and then we'll just point in a direction, and then off you go. But no, we're going to be. Are we at the Hilton? Aren't we?
Yeah.
So we're at the Hilton. So I don't know if anyone's. At least we got a place to stay in, Jamie.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of us over at the Premier Inn.
Nice. They're all so close, aren't they? So yeah.
That will be around.
I think
the Hilton tends to be a kind kind of
open bar situation, isn't it?
It's not an open bar.
Well,
an open bar would be great. But
that's
paid for.
I'm putting Jamie's credit card behind the bar.
We'll be at the sort of the Hilton afterwards.
Can you imagine the bill if you had an open bar?
Yeah, we'll be out
as well.
For evening events, as I'm sure.
And the electric pizza and beer makeup. Yeah.
Yes,
So,
that is. Rumor
So
has it that is going to be on.
It's a. I think it's straight after the show on Saturday, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Free pizza and beer. So message Vetric if you want to space that. I think they just. Yeah.
I think. Yeah, from what I gather, the link will be circulating soonish.
Sweet.
Oh, really? Nice. Okay, come there.
Well,
We'll
we've
hang
got
out.
to take. Apparently, we've got to take something. Somebody, Vetric asked us to bring something to the show.
Oh yeah, we've got to bring our planet.
We made a little sign, Planet Earth sign, using Vetric Spire. So yeah, they wanted us to bring that along for them. So
yeah,
they're going to free pizza for it. So
worth it.
Yeah,
Join the for pizza.
Yeah.
Right. On that note, we shall
thank you both.
Thank you very much.
An absolute pleasure, chaps.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, been an absolute pleasure. I hope to see one or both of you at Make a Centre. If not, we'll do it again soon.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, indeed. So we shall say goodbye to folks, and we'll see everyone next week.
Yeah.
Bye, folks.
See you later, guys.
See you later.